3 a.m. January 2025. While Iran sleeps, 6 invisible ghosts slice through their airspace. Each ghost carries a 30,000-pound message from America. In the next 12 minutes, you'll discover how one night changed the world forever. The moment everything changed.
What Israel has done is illegal under international law.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, says Iran will never compromise as Israel and Iran continues to trade strikes.
Picture this. You're the President of the United States. Intelligence reports land on your desk. Iran is 3 months away from nuclear weapons. What do?
Iran's nuclear facilities have been completely obliterated.
They should have done the deal. I told them, do the deal. So I don't know, I'm not too much in a mood to negotiate.
It's unclear how much of this is stepping up to fight or the art of the deal.
Send America's most expensive bombers, worth $2.1 billion each, on a 7,000-mile journey to destroy Iran's nuclear dreams. The targets? 3 underground fortresses that Iran thought were untouchable.
The U.S. strikes 3 key nuclear sites in Iran. Those were the Fordow, Isfahan, and Natanz areas. The Atomic Energy Organization of Iran confirmed the U.S. bombed those locations, but it insists the nuclear program won't be stopped. Both Iran and the UN nuclear watchdog said there were no immediate signs of radioactive contamination at the 3 sites.
In the Middle East, overnight, there were strikes from Iran on Tel Aviv. We have these 2 cities, big cities in the Middle East, Tehran and Tel Aviv, nearly around 30 missiles from Iran to Israel.
Bunker busters, so powerful they can punch through 200 feet of concrete before exploding. Iran never saw them coming.
Hello. The conflict between Israel and Iran continues to escalate, with air raid sirens blaring across cities inside both countries. President Donald Trump calls for residents in Tehran.
Days, the Iranian regime has fired hundreds of them at Israel in retaliation, testing the Iron Dome defenses in Tel Aviv and other cities. Iranian media has reported that advanced ballistic missiles have been used in its attacks.
But why now? Here's the terrifying truth most people don't know.
Nuclear programs are constantly in the news, with reports that they're enriching uranium. Usually the stories mention percentages and centrifuges, but to the uninitiated, it's not clear why these things are important. Power or weapons, the isotope of uranium we're after is U-235, which has 92 protons and 143 neutrons. But the vast majority of uranium we pull out of mines, 99.3% of it, is the isotope U-238, which has 3 more neutrons and behaves differently.
Iran had enriched uranium to 60%. Nuclear weapons need 90%. Do the math. They were almost there.
Bombs that want to release a lot of energy all at once have concentrations as high as 90% U-235.
10 times more uranium than allowed. Enough for multiple bombs. The world was sleepwalking toward nuclear catastrophe. And Iran wasn't keeping quiet about it. They threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz.
It has planned to a deadly revenge, oil route revenge. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps General and Iranian MP Ismail Kausari has said that Parliament has approved closure of the Strait of Hormuz. So Iran may close the strategic Strait of Hormuz, which actually sees 1/5, almost 20% of global crude oil and also 20% of global LNG passing through this very narrow strait. In the Strait of Hormuz, this major disruption likely in global supply oil would be a massive setback for global supplies, especially of oil and gas. West Asia war is escalating. This part of the world is bracing for a crude shock.
The narrow waterway where your gas, your electronics, your everyday products travel through. 20% of the world's oil passes through that 21-mile wide channel. One Iranian missile could trigger a global energy crisis overnight.
The Strait of Hormuz, and of course we heard about that during the United Nations Emergency Security Council meeting. We're awaiting any comments here, as of course the parliament in Iran has approved a measure to close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical...
Tehran Times published warnings. Al Jazeera reported military buildups. The signs were everywhere. The perfect weapon. Meet the B-2 Spirit, America's invisible assassin. Only 21 exist. Each costs more than some countries' entire military budgets. Here's why it's perfect for this mission. Iran's radars can't see it. It's like trying to spot a shadow in the dark. January, 3 a.m. Iranian time. 6 B-2s disappear into the night. Their crews know they're making history. 24-hour mission, 7,000 miles. One shot to get it right. The bunker busters do their job. Facilities built to survive nuclear war, obliterated in minutes. The world reacts, 6 a.m. London time. Markets open, chaos begins. CNN confirms the strikes. BBC shows satellite damage.
Deeply buried Iranian nuclear sites, like the one at Fordo that Israeli bombs cannot reach. The meeting also came with a flurry of social media posts, each more aggressive than the last.
Reuters reports Iran's fury. The world wakes up to a new reality. Iran's foreign minister calls it outrageous, with everlasting consequences.
Number of the Israeli population wanted, but it's also what Netanyahu and others have been lobbying for some time, trying to make the case to the president. And I spoke to the Israeli president just a couple of days ago, and he was making this point, trying to make other leaders understand that this wasn't just about a threat to Israel, this was about a threat to the wider region, a threat to Europe and a threat to the United States.
Russia condemns, China demands restraint.
Next February, I expect we can finally meet in person in Beijing, as we have agreed.
But here's what hits you directly. Oil jumps 15%. Your gas prices rise. Shipping costs spike. Everything gets more expensive. That phone in your pocket? Parts from Asia through Hormuz. Your morning coffee? Shipped through the same route. Iran still controls that choke point. US aircraft carriers move into position. Iran mobilizes its Revolutionary Guard. The chess pieces are moving. Three possible futures. So what happens next? 3 doors, 3 futures. Only one will open. Door 1. Peace. Iran accepts the message. Diplomats step in. The world steps back from the brink. Door 2. Shadow war. Iran strikes back through proxies. Regional conflicts spread. A slow burn toward bigger war. Direct confrontation. Regional allies choose sides. Global economy crashes.
Once that begins, we'll take you straight there. But to Ottawa now, where this was the scene moments ago as Prime Minister Carney heads overseas to meetings with European and NATO allies. We are still waiting for official reaction from the federal government to last night's strikes on Iran.
The next 72 hours decide which door opens. International mediators are working frantically. Military forces remain on high alert. The choice that changed everything. One decision, one night. One question that every leader will face. How far would you go to stop a nuclear Iran? What we witnessed wasn't just an attack on Iran's nuclear program. It was a message to every country considering nuclear weapons. America is watching. America is ready. The ripples of this night will reach your gas station, your grocery store, your future. In our connected world, nothing happens in isolation. The story isn't over. It's just beginning. And we'll be here to tell you what happens next. Because in a world where everything is connected, staying informed isn't just smart, it's survival. Hit subscribe. Turn on notifications. The next chapter starts tomorrow.